And that is not exactly the case for the Busky. What do we got? What's their last name? The Busky what?
The Busky Brawlers.
Why do I want to call them the Busky Bros? Busky Bros has a better ring to it.
You want to tell them?
No, I'm good. My wrestling days are over. They can
I don't
call
want to
whatever
make
they
Joe
want.
Keys mad. That's the last thing in the world that I want. Then he talks to you. This is a bit of a mismatch on paper. We're going to see what it's like in the actual ring as Skid Row, hometown favorites. These two young men train right here at the Super Crazy Wrestling Factory, the Skid Row Wrestling Factory.
And the story I got behind the whole thing was Nana called and said, Super Crazy Wrestling Academy, give me the best you got. So these guys aren't even really a tag team. They were just the best two students that Super Crazy had to offer. But here's what I love about them, right? They're not a tag team. They're not trained to be the best tag team in the world. They're two guys who see an opportunity and they're taking it. But they didn't break the sacred rule. And I'm trying to figure out how to word this, right? I absolutely hate when you get a random tag team that don't have matching gear. They have matching gear, so I love them. That's what I'm getting to. Matching gear makes a tag team, and now they're officially a tag team.
Tim Dynamite in the tights. Samael Fawzi in the trunks. We're going to see what they have to say in the face-off to each other.
Gentlemen, before we start the match, any final words for your opponents?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, see, we may not like each other, but we don't like either of you, and as far as I'm concerned, you're in our house now.
I'm not gonna lie, boys. I actually envy you two a little bit. I do. At this point in your careers, right, you're still hopeful. You're pure. Your heart's having ripped out and just right through the dirt yet. You know what? Let us do you a favor, and that changes the end. The pain, the trauma, this ass whooping that Eric and I are gonna give you, I don't want you to take it personal, all right? Please don't take it personal. Y'all are just some young boys calling it grown man shit.
This is a matter of territory at this point as Skid Row looking to defend what they consider invaders to their house. And it's a matter of education for the Busky Brawlers. They plan to teach the young boys a lesson, I think.
So I don't know if you noticed there when Tim Dynamite grabbed the microphone, Fawzi looked a little bit embarrassed, like, oh boy, here he goes. So I'm starting to catch on. Dynamite's the flashy one of the two. Fawzi's just out here to win some hearts over. He's out here to show you what he's got, what he's been working with, his hard work and dedication, his heart he's going to wrestle with, and all those positive, young, up-and-coming wrestling type things. Right now, Tim Dynamite's in a world of trouble. Nobody ducks out, and I don't know if punching Joe in the face is a good idea. Maybe not punch, but throwing those forearms.
Joe Keys absolutely double tough, and as strong as he is, he's twice as resentful. Joe Keys absolutely hates the fact that people he's trained with, people he's trained, have gotten more opportunities than he has in his career.
And if you look at Joe Keys, what's holding him back? You don't know what it is. He looks like $1 million. He's a great professional wrestler.
Oh, Tim Dynamite looking for the upset of the season.
Ooh, he almost called that. Can you imagine, right? Joe Keys already grumpy. Can you imagine how grumpy he'd have been if he lost 32 seconds into this match to Tim Dynamite, who's only had barely over 10 professional wrestling matches?
I've never seen a human being have a seizure due to pure anger, and I think we would have seen that out of Joe Keys. His brain literally would have exploded. I know, I'm using literally, really. I'm not talking metaphorically.
Joe Keys now just putting the boots to the kid, quite literally.
I believe this is what he calls paying your dues.
Tim Dynamite thought he was big, came in talking that game. He got the matching gloves for him and his partner, right? So they could have that matching tag team wrestling gear, the oh-so-important matching gear. Right now, he is so far away from his partner. He would love to touch gloves and get himself out of this ring, but right now, Big Eric Martin's got him in his grasp, and that's a snap suplex.
The Busky of the Busky Brawlers, Eric Martin, very no-nonsense. A throwback, one would say.
So you look at these young kids, and you got to ask what they were thinking getting in this ring today, right? They're brand new to wrestling, both of them a little over 10 matches. They're half the size of their opponents. If you're watching this at home, you might say, these kids are out of their mind.
It's an opportunity. You never turn down an opportunity. There's always a chance. It's just a very, very, very difficult chance for these two right now.
And that's one of the beautiful things about professional wrestling is we all want to succeed so bad that we are willing to take chances like this. Just maybe it's our day. Maybe the sun is shining on us a little bit that day.
Tim Dynamite gets the tag.
They touch gloves. Fozzy now with a big old, he's got not.
Almost like a hockey fight in the middle of the ring, and this is the best Skid Row has had a chance so far.
Notice he was not using his fist. He was using his bottom of his forearms, which is perfectly legal. Dodges that big boot. We got a code breaker.
The backstep right now, Joe Keys coming in despite the fact that he is not the legal man. And I'm pretty sure this may end up being a warning.
Ooh, he tried to hop up on that corner, slipped off, but still eats him with a back elbow. Joe Keys trying to cut it down again.
Brawlers have now been issued a warning and their first violation.
So they're using their warning wisely because Fozzy was in clear control of this matchup. He took over on Eric Martin, but Joe Keys said, I'll use my warning, come in, get control again, and now that big boot connects.
I don't think Fozzy knows what day it is, let alone what school he's representing at this point, as he just got taken halfway across the state, courtesy of Eric Martin. Martin and Keys so angry that they lost to Action Andretti and Bro Keller, who we will see in action later, and I think they're taking out all that resentment here on Skid Row.
Running back elbow. Even that tag right there hurt. Like, I mean, at least it would have hurt me. I got tender hands. Right, these guys' hands probably all calloused up like big old bear mitts.
Martin ran through Fozzy so hard. All that's left are skid marks, and Joe Keys may have killed the man in front of us.
I want somebody to make a list for me of people who showed up to pro wrestling for about a year, ran into a matchup like this, and then never, ever, 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 ever showed up again.
I think the list of people who quit wrestling because they got into the ring with the likes of Joe Keys is probably pretty long. Skid Row. Oh man, they're looking rough right now. The referee.
Eric Martin got to be careful there. He's pulling Fozzy back by the hair, which could get him another red strike in this matchup.
That's the end right there.
So it's very important here, right? And I get these guys are angry, they're frustrated. Professional wrestling in general just can be frustrating. You got to be very, very, very careful, right, in these types of matchup at Fight Pro, because if you let your anger get out of the way, you're going to lose a match like this just due to red strikes. Like, you're going to forfeit a match you should win because you couldn't control your composure.
And now, taking out the perceived trash are the Busky Brawlers directly into the arms of their friends, their family here coming to support them at the Skid Row Wrestling Academy. And this puts the Busky Brawlers way higher on the board. That's another 3 points, and that's going to bring them, well, I believe, to 4 points. No, sorry, to 2-3 points right there.
You touched on something that kind of made me chuckle a little bit. Like you said, those dudes got thrown out there to their friends and family. When you're a young, inspiring wrestler, right? And you're your first year in, your first time, like, you're inviting everybody to come see you. Mom, dad, grandma, your best friends, your girlfriend, right? Your girlfriend's parents. And then they come and they watch this happen to you.
Imagine inviting everyone you love to the worst day of your life. Because that's what just happened to Skid Row.
100%.
Everyone's gonna end up like those kids.
Fantastic work by the Busky Brawlers, the bullies of the Fight Pro Tag Team Division.